The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
At that time, the disciples came to Jesus, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" And calling to him a child, he put him in the midst of them and said, "Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. See that you do not despise one of these little ones. For I tell you that in heaven their angels always see the face of my Father who is in heaven. What do you think? If a man has 100 sheep and one of them has gone astray, does he not leave the 99 on the mountains and go in search of the one that went astray? And if he finds it, truly, I say to you, he rejoices over it more than over the 99 that never went astray. So it is not the will of my Father who is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise be to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good morning, my dear brothers and my dear sisters. I remember my childhood days today, and I wish to share with you a small experience. We were two of us, two friends, very, very thick friends, very intimate friends. We were also altar servers in the parish, and we would serve at the Mass. There was one agenda. We had one craze, and that craze was to become priests. And the agenda was we wanted to learn all the prayers that the priest said. We knew our own prayers by heart, but we also secretly wanted to learn all the prayers that priest said. And then while we by-hearted all these prayers, once in a while we would meet in our family when our parents were absent, and then we would arrange a table, keep 2 candles, and then we would take some bread, cut it into small pieces, and then do as the priest used to do. My dear brothers and my dear sisters, this was the innocence of our childhood. And then we had a desire to join the seminary. By God's grace, both of us joined the seminary. He joined for Nagpur diocese, and I joined to become a Dominican priest. But after joining the seminary, we realized initially, when as kids we thought it would be easier for us. If we learn the prayers of the priest, it would be very easy for us to become priests. At once we would become priests. This is what we would say. But it was not so. Once we joined the seminary, we realized how difficult it was. Every second day exam. Exams became our nightmares. So much so that I would say that I had stopped eating. I was not eating. Whenever there were exams, I skipped my meals. And I also ate very little. If it was forced upon me, I had very, very little weight. Finally, by God's grace, both of us were ordained. And he was ordained for Nagpur diocese, and unfortunately he died in an accident. His name is Father Praful. Today I am a priest for 16 years. 13 or 12 years of priestly formation in the seminary and 16 years of priesthood. Today I have my experience. Today I have my 13 years of formation in the seminary and 16 years of priesthood. Today I am matured enough. But when I read and meditate upon today's gospel, no, I really feel something. And I look back at my childhood and I see that vision where we would act like priests and offer mass. I really feel my experience is absolutely nothing in the eyes of God. My qualification is absolutely nothing in the eyes of God. My maturity is absolutely nothing in the eyes of God. My experience is zero in the eyes of God. I think what matters is that innocence of that childhood matters to God. That purity of heart with which we desire to be priests, that matters to God. Today's reading is a great warning for the whole world. If you really, really, really wish to be with the Lord in heaven, go back to your childhood. Go back to that innocence of your childhood, purity of your heart. Otherwise, you would never see the face of God in heaven. My dear brothers and my dear sisters, once again I repeat, my experience is not my ticket to heaven. My maturity is not my ticket to heaven. Even my priesthood is not a ticket to heaven. The ticket to heaven is that innocence of my childhood and the purity of heart. Let us sincerely pray for this intention.